Hey guys, me and team here. Welcome to another Starcraft 2 match. I will be the red Zerg. My opponent will be blue Protoss. Okay, well, I'll go ahead and speed this up. Oh yeah, by the way, blue Protoss is Joey. I will be going my usual 14 pull, 13 gas. My opponent, you will just have to wait and see. I've tried upping the frames per second, still working on the codec. I've tried a couple codecs since the last video, so hopefully that works out. But they didn't give me what I wanted. Like DivX kept giving me trouble just recording it all. Xvid did some crazy stuff. Apparently Cam Studio doesn't work very well with FFD show. But I just like the Cam Studio interface. If you guys know a codec that's compatible with Cam Studio that will run well, let me know. I know that Cam Studio lossless will not do very well. Anyway, since we are moving on a little bit, I will get into gameplay. Here, Joey's built his gateway. I'm just scouting with my Overlord, being plenty obnoxious on Lost Temple. He really can't hide his tech from me until, at least he gets a cybernetics core for Forge, although that wouldn't hide tech very well. He really needs a cyber core. I will see it. When you spawn this close to Protoss, it's really hard for them to hide their tech structures. So there you go. He's obviously massing gateways. This is very typical for Protoss that I've been playing lately. Well, I guess it's always been typical for Protoss. But seeing the Cyber Core, I knew I wasn't going to get any early gate pressure. So I just went fast lair tech. You guys have seen me do this in earlier videos. Now one thing I've been making sure to do lately is set drones on gas earlier. Without an expansion, really the only thing you can do to secure more gas on one base is to start mining the gas earlier. So that's what I started doing, just mine the gas a little bit earlier. Notice I do have okay drone saturation already. In terms of the units, I'm a little bit ahead of the Protoss drones, despite him chrono boosting constantly. And notice we're very similar on military investment as well. So, in this case, the macro mechanics are largely pretty even between Protoss and Zerg. Let me just click on my Overlord here. Yeah, look at that. We're even similar supply. I invested a little bit more in Zerglings than he did in his Zealot, but that's just because I wanted to wall off the ramp with Zerglings that he couldn't get a probe up there easily. That's interesting. We got a little bit of a proxy going on here. Spawn lava. Yeah, right when I hit lair, Spire right away, before I even got metabolic boost. So I'm going very quickly for Mutalisks. Because, everybody loves getting harassed to hell by Mutalisks, right? Haha, right. Look at all these gateways. The 5th gateway. I don't think you're supposed to build more than 4 gates unless you have an expansion. I could be mistaken. I don't play a lot of Protoss, but usually you see on the forums and in most games 4 gate, which means, yeah. Anyway, I have the Zelnaga tower, and I see a little bit of a push coming out. I did not know about the proxy, but the instant I saw the push, you guessed it, mass Spinecrawler, because I have nothing in terms of defenses. And I don't want to die. So he's incoming. This is very important to actually see the attack coming. I do have Mutalisks on the way, but they're just starting. So he's doing a timing push on me. And this is something I actually posted a loss on, maybe about a month ago, where Protoss just up and attacked me, right when I was getting my lair tech. Although I didn't lair tech as fast back then. Anyway, yeah, hits my base. Some shoddy micro with lings. You'll have to forgive me for that, because I'm still working on things like that. But I got my mutas out, and I'm like, you know what? I invested in the spines. This is a good 600 minerals worth of nonsense right here. So I'm just going to go into his base and harass him up here. Take a look at the units lost tab, because this is important. Right now I'm harassing his drones, and he's not harassing my drones. He's rather forced to attack the spine crawlers, or, well, this is distracting him from really microing down there, I think. Now I'm trying to pick off units as he produces them, but I just don't have enough mutas to do that yet. So mutas run away. Notice I produced some Zerglings here. So this is really a two-pronged fight. He didn't even get my queen. Now he's trying to run away. Got my Muta. That was really bad on my part. Kind of shoddy micro. Although that Muta was on his, his deathbed anyway. It's still not good. We're good 9 minutes in the game. I'm almost perfect on injections. A little bit slow. But as long as you stay up on them, you're not going to fall too far behind in the macro. In fact, he lost so many units to those spine crawlers, and he lost quite a few probes. I'm actually ahead of him in worker count by a significant amount, despite the fact that I generally undersaturate compared to every other player I know, just because I got so many probes with those mutas. It's pretty fast for mutas, though, and now I'm taking an expansion. I don't really think I can push out too well right now, but I feel safe to take an expo. You know, he's going to be locked in here while I'm harassing him. I don't think he has a forge, no. Lost another muta because I suck right now. But without a forge or any static defensive investment, and the fact that he's rebuild probes, I just know that he's not going to be able to move out of his base without losing a ton of units anytime soon. And yeah, that fear is there. So he is not putting any pressure on this expansion, although I doubt he knows about it. Let's see. No, he doesn't even know about it. So what's the hotkey for everyone? Oh, just E. Okay. And I do have some lings. Notice I had one spine crawler survive. And I'm getting some attack on the lings. I've actually gotten the metabolic boost. I'm researching attack on the mutalisks. So staying up on the upgrades, which is good for me. Really good for anybody. Upgrades underestimated. One upgrade on a Zergling and you have 5 Zerglings hitting like 6 Zerglings. It just, for the amount of swarming they do, it's so effective on them. And really all the Zerg units. One attack upgrade brings us up to 11, and each of the bounces does 1 more damage. In the case of Mutalisks, the upgrades are not as cost effective after that. So I usually go 1 attack, and then you might go some Flyer Carapace, depending on what your opponent has. Whereas with the Lings, pretty much all their upgrades are useful. Yeah, I don't really have a good target here. He's really just sitting on his base with Stalkers. And I'm content to let him sit on his base because I'm actually going to drone up a little bit and run an expansion. There we go. I'm falling a little bit behind on the macro now. I have about 5 more energy than I had before when I injected. So that's no good. And yeah, I'm just checking for expansions. This is something I've been doing a little bit better lately as well. Just, running the Overlord down and then back to check for expansions. But he hasn't been expanding at all. And he's still just mass Stalkers. I don't know why he's not getting something to deal with the Zerglings. He knows I'm going Ling and Muta. That's such a common Zerg strategy. Anyway, he is at 49, and I am at 74. Oh, he went up to 53. Okay. But even so, I'm ahead of him because of the earlier exchange, and now he's going to come after me again. I do have 1 upgrade on the Zerglings. Am I getting Carapace? I am not. Instead, opting for attack upgrades, which I have now. And in comes Joey. Get some Chronobust here, but while he does that, I'm going to prevent him from building any more units at all. Just pretty much any time he tries to build anything, yeah. So he's going to be forced to deal with that. And this is just bad news down here. I mean, without anything else to counter Lings at all, it's just no hope. And as soon as he realized that he couldn't actually reinforce because I was just camping on his production structures and would take them out, he quit the game. So that will be good game. Main team signing out. See you in the next video.